One product not to be overlooked when performing a complete air conditioning service is BG709 Frigi Clean. So often you'll find customers who are experiencing off odors, low cooling temperature performance, cooling system performance in their vehicles, and they'll come in and they'll get a supplemental dose of refrigerant. They'll get a little extra lubrication put into their system. Possibly they will have other maintenance issues addressed. But really, the heart and soul of an air conditioner's efficiency is the evaporator. Now, if you recall, the evaporator is like an aluminum radiator, very small aluminum radiator. And that's the surface, actually, where the cool air is created that's dispensed within the vehicle. As your air in the vehicle gets warmer and warmer, it could possibly be related to low refrigerant gas, poor lubrication level, or it could be related to the cleanliness of that evaporator. Just like your home air conditioning unit that might sit outside, the fins get dirty over time and you have a technician come and clean those on a seasonal basis so that they stay free from debris. Well, your car air conditioner is much the same way. As that aluminum evaporator becomes clogged with moisture and airborne dirt, gets caked on there, you lessen the efficiency. Those materials will insulate it so that it is not able to absorb heat, not able to generate the cool air. What the BG709 Frigi Clean does is very safely and effectively introduces a cleaning foam so that the cleaning foam is pulled through the fins of that aluminum evaporator. It pulls, washes, and cleans off the kinds of residues that are going to insulate it and frees it up so that you get good circulation. When you have an evaporator that's somewhat plugged, it's kind of like you're restricting its breathing. You can't get the air flowing over it like you normally would. It's like plugging up one of your nostrils and trying to breathe. You become labored at some time. So when you're able to clean the evaporator, you restore top efficiency. The Frigi Clean has a foam somewhat like shaving cream, high surface area foam. It comes through, it has some detergents on there that will actually pull and clean the surface, and then they condense out into a liquid and they come out and drip through your discharge tube for the air conditioner condensation. So it's a very clean process. It also leaves a disinfectant quality. The Frigi Clean will actually help clean and leave a material on those evaporators so that you might reduce or eliminate future problems with the quality of air. And when you use Frigi Clean in conjunction with the Frigi Fresh, which is the aerosol, you're ensuring that the whole system becomes disinfected and is able to resist the kinds of growth and contamination that will cause possibly air quality issues, where you might be sneezing or have problems breathing because of contaminants in the car. So really, Frigi Clean is one of the three things in our line, in conjunction with the Frigi Quiet 2 and the Frigi Charge, that can give you 100% total performance and optimum performance of your air conditioning system. I encourage you to try it for yourself, see the results, and I'm sure you'll be very satisfied. It's an excellent product.
The AC evaporator service consists of two steps. One, we're going to inject 709 in between the fan and the evaporator. After we inject the 709 is going to go in there, it's going to foam up. The fan, the reason we want to inject it in between the fan and the evaporator, so that the fan can push the foam through the evaporator. After we're done with the 709, we'll come back with the 708. We'll spray it in through the fresh air vent on the outside of the vehicle, allowing that chemical to go through the evaporator and freshening the AC system. One of the first things we need to do before we do our 709 service is we want to make sure that our drain vent on our evaporator is not plugged. After we have identified that it's not plugged, we can proceed with the service. The first step of the 709 service, we need to locate a position in between the fan and the evaporator, and we need to drill a hole. We need an access point. What we're going to do, we're going to locate the fan and the evaporator of this vehicle. We've located the fan, we've located the evaporator, so in between the fan and the evaporator, we're going to drill a 1/4 inch hole. We've got a 1/4 inch drill bit, and we've got it taped off so we can't drill any more than a 1/4 inch. We want to make sure that we drill through the plastic case of the evaporator, in between the evaporator and the fan and make sure we do not drill into the evaporator. So I've located my spot, so I'm going to go ahead and make my hole. After I drilled my hole, I'm going to take my self-tapping adapter. I'm going to put it in thread it in the hole that we just drilled. I'm going to use a 3/8 wrench and run the adapter down into the hole. It's self-tapping, so it should thread itself into the hole without any problems. Now that we've got our adapter in place, I'm going to take my service hose, thread it onto our adapter. Take the other end. The can adapter, I'm going to put it onto our can. Next thing I need to do is I need to start the vehicle. I need to turn the AC system on high. And I need to turn it on, I don't need it on recirculate, I want it to drag air from the outside. Now, we want to make sure we've got the vent fan on high due to the fact that if we've got it on low or medium, what happens is there's a resistor in a lot of these vehicles, and that resistor will get hot. So as we put our chemical in there, what keeps that resistor from getting hot is the airflow over the resistor. So if we've got it on low or medium and we stop that airflow, there's a possibility we can burn that resistor out. So we want to make sure we've got our AC system on high and on vent. We do not want it on recirculate. Put it on max AC, temperature control all the way on cold, and on vent. What we want to make sure we do, we want to shake this can vigorously. Next, we'll inject the chemical. As we inject the chemical, we listen for the fan. When the fan starts squealing, we'll want to stop for give it a couple seconds. I can hear the fan squealing a little bit, so I'm gonna give it a couple seconds. It stops squealing. I'm gonna go ahead and continue to inject the chemical. You hear the fan again. Give it a couple more seconds. I'm going to continue. And I've got all the chemical in the vehicle. After we got all the chemical into the evaporator box, we want to let the vehicle run for 1 minute. We want to allow the fan to blow all the chemical, all the foam, to penetrate the evaporator. After a minute, we're going to shut the vehicle off. We're going to let it set for 10 minutes. While we're letting the vehicle set for 10 minutes, we're going to take our tool, service hose, off the vehicle. We've got two options here. We can either put a cap over the adapter that we've placed into our evaporator box, or we can remove the adapter and just plug it with a black cap. I'm just going to put a threaded cap onto our adapter. That way we can service this vehicle next time. After our 10 minutes is up, what we want to do, we want to start the vehicle again and let it run for 8 minutes. Once again, we want the AC system on high, on max, temperature on high, and on vent. At the end of our 8 minutes, we're going to take 708, we're going to locate our fresh air vent on the outside of the vehicle. We're going to spray our 708 Frigi Fresh, 10 to 15 seconds at a time. That's going to freshen our AC system. When we're happy with the results, the service is complete.